Hello, my scrubby friends, and a big welcome to you today. It's Melinda Sweetman here with you, and thank you so much for dropping by my YouTube channel. I have got another share for Tracy Reed Designs, Sketchy Sunday number 52. That was the sketch. Here is my finished layout. Now, if you know Tracy's designs, you'll know that this collection is 100% a Christmas collection. But I pulled it because of the colours in it. The photos that I am scrapbooking, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, it will not surprise you. Will probably think automatically it is Christmas. But I am in Australia and Christmas, it is hot. The photos that I'm scrapbooking are of my boys with their new hoodies that they got a couple of years ago. And one of them has got like this light pink one, and the other one has got a really dark green one. And when I decided I was going to scrapbook these photos with this sketch, I immediately thought, which of Tracy's collections has got this dark green and this light pink? And straight away my brain went, Candy Coated Christmas. So that is what I pulled. I did struggle a little bit, I will be honest, just a little bit to start with, because there are so many Christmas icons in this collection. But I think I did a pretty good job, and this does not look like a Christmas page to me. Well, I'm torn because I know this is a Christmas collection. So I'm definitely like, does it have Christmas vibes? Let me know what you think. I'm really happy with it, and because I know that they're not Christmas photos, I'm like, no, it's not a Christmas page. Let me know what you think though. I really love this page that I've come up with. It's something very different, and I do love using collections in a way that they were not intended. These two layers that I'm putting behind my photo are actually 3x4 journal cards that I have opened up in Photoshop, and I dumped one to the left hand side of a 4x6 canvas, one to the right hand side of a 4x6 canvas, and I printed them as 4x6 pattern papers. They were nice and neutral. They were in the colours that I wanted, and they work really, really well. And I've intentionally put the dark green behind my eldest with the pink hoodie on, and the light pink behind my other one with the dark green hoodie on. And I kind of work the whole page that way. You'll see it all come together, but I do use the light pink and the dark green throughout the page, just so it all works cohesively. And yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. To me, it's not a Christmas page. I would love to know what you think. The only thing that's making me hesitate is that I know this is a Christmas collection, but I showed my husband and he went, how on earth is that a Christmas page? So yeah, obviously he does not know Tracy's collections as well as I do. But you can see I mucked around for ages here. I wasn't sure how I wanted these two photos to sit on the page. You can see I've got them staggered, which I really like, but I just couldn't get my layers behind to work, and I'm really glad that I changed it up in the end. It does work really well the way that I choose to do it. I'm going to change it in a sec. So yeah, nope, I'm going to put them staggered again. And then you can see here I put them right next to each other. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to do. And you can see I'm layering that green behind there, and I'm just layering it so that on the right hand edge there's the green goes behind, like it doesn't go all the way over. You'll see what I mean in a sec. I'm not explaining myself very well. So on the left hand edge it doesn't go all the way over. So you can see my first layer is a little bit short on the right hand side, and then my second layer is a little bit short on the left hand side, which balances it out. I'm going to stick all this together, and then I don't make you watch all this, but I stick it all together, start placing everything, and then I realised that I wanted to stitch around my photos. So then I have to pull it all apart to get the stitching done, but that's okay. Like I said, I do all of that off camera because it's not that exciting to watch me peel foam off the back of photos and paper. So I'm going to mark here where my photos are going. I do have the sketch to my right hand side, you just can't see it because obviously it's off camera. And I'm just going to sketch in, you can see my lines where my photos are going. I have used a bunch of metal dies here to cut strips. when I print, oh my gosh, when I printed these patterns, I opened up an A4 document in Photoshop Elements and I dropped the pattern papers that I wanted to use in 2 by 12-inch strips onto an A4. So I ended up with like 8 strips or something, I can't remember. Maybe it was more. I'm just trying to think. I think it must have been 8 or 10 strips of these different colours. So you can see I've got the light, the really light pink, then the shade darker pink, and then the 2 greens as well. And I've used, like I said, a bunch of my metal dies, cut some scallop borders, and cut some stitched like long rectangle strips as well. And I feel like I've used fairly neutral patterns here. Heart loves, my children, heart loves. Heart loves, and the bows are super cute in the background. So you can see I'm just building up the layers. If you remember from the sketch, it has all these layers in the background. There is so many fun ideas I had for this sketch. You could do it as mixed media, you can do it as paper strips, you could add more, you could do lots of different stitching, different like fibers, ribbons and stuff. Would be so fun. You could create so many different fun things with this. Fringed, like fringe scallops or just straight fringe, so fun. There's so many different things you could do with it. You can see I am playing some more with the placement here. So I've got my first idea for placement, and then I've gone back through and I'm tearing the pieces so that I can get them in the correct layers where I want them, so that they're the right length. And I'm going to go back in and stick them down once I'm happy with where they're all at. I'm quite literally just tearing them where I want to. It's much easier than being more precise than that. So you can see I do that with all of the layers. And then I'm going to go back in, and because I want everything to be straight, I am going to use my T-square ruler, and I managed to keep everything straight. I'm really impressed with myself. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Now I did make sure that all of this glue was completely dry before I put anything through my sewing machine. And obviously the top layers and things that I'm going to tuck into my photos, they need to be stuck down last. So you can see I'm just playing with the placement here, making sure I get things right. So the next thing I need to stick down for this bottom one is the heart loves. Alright, so I'm just going to use a bit of liquid glue, because then I know that once that's dry, it's not going to be tacky anymore. It's not going to cause any problems in my sewing machine. You can see I'm just sticking the pieces down as I go. And again, I don't make you watch all of that because it really is not that exciting. And here I am, I'm showing you the stitching that I've done. I've added foam to the letters behind my alpha so I print and cut those as well, and I've cut these other bits and pieces. I went through all of the stickers and the ephemera pieces and put what I thought would work onto an A4 sheet and printed and cut that. I ended up with a ton of labels, so that gave me a fun challenge. Obviously I didn't want Christmas trees on this. I mean, I do want Christmas trees on this because I love this collection so much. It's so fun. But no, I did not want Christmas trees on this page. So you can see I'm just going back through now and sticking down these extra bits and pieces that I've got. Again, using my T-square ruler to keep things nice and straight. I think this is, yeah, so I think my photos are stuck down now. Oh, and I've got a label to go up the top there. I showed you right at the beginning as well, I didn't quite have the right green cardstock to mount my page on, and I also wasn't convinced that I had enough ink in my printer to print one. So I just found a green ink from my stash. It's Pinkfresh Studio. I think it's called Spruce Tips. And I used a blending brush around like this other green coloured cardstock, and I think it works really well. I'm really happy with that. I did try it with a light pink, but it was too light. It didn't really ground everything the way that I wanted it to. So my title is Winter Ready, and this alphabet is also from the collection. I liked the dark green. So this is the only exception, I think, where I've done the pink with the pink and the green with the green. So I've got the heart this on both sides, one going in, well, they're both going in. The pink one with the pink hoodie and the green one with the green hoodie. I think they're really cute. I've got a number of these sheets that I printed out. I was having some drama, I think, with my Cameo when I originally printed this. So I ended up with these sheets that, I don't know if you can see, they've got the black lines around them, which makes it really, really super easy for fussy cutting. So if you don't have a Cameo, this is another super easy way of doing fussy cutting. So I'm going to cut out some of those, and you can see I've gone off screen, done all that, and I'm sticking the pieces down now. But I've got a cluster to the top left of the photos, the middle right of the photos, and then right underneath my title there. Like I said, I'm just gluing everything down. I did keep this part of the process in so that you could see how I go about sticking all these bits down. I basically start at the bottom and then work my way up. I mostly use the liquid glue because I know I can get that under there, and it gives me a tiny bit of wiggle room to make sure I got things straight. So like that label wasn't absolutely not straight, and I knew that I wanted it straight because everything else on this page is straight. So the liquid glue gives me that little bit of wiggle time. I do use some foam dots, I think, I'm not even sure, whatever I had to hand on some pieces, and just move things around so that they're in the right place. So I've got the top left hand cluster on the photo stuck down, the one on the right. I'm just working on the one underneath. This one was probably the hardest one I found to put together. I'm not sure why, but I got there in the end. It just says making memories. I've got some leaves and a flower. I'm going to add, so the hearts that I end up using are from, there's a 3x4 card that I ended up cutting these little hearts from. They were, again, the perfect colours to go with the rest of the page. And I'll just fussy cut those out of the 3x4 card. And yeah, I've got one dark green one to go down the bottom, a pink one to the right, and then a stripy green one, I think that's the order they stay in, to the top left, and then a stripy pink one to the top right. Alright, so all of my bits are stuck down now. I'm just looking for a pen. I'm going to do my journaling. So these were a reward for them a couple of years ago. Their mid-year reports came back really, really positive with lots of improvement in their effort and just showing up and trying their hardest. It's what we've always told them, and that was what we told them we had expected for that 6 months, and they did a really good job of that, and we wanted to reward them with something. And they, yeah, like I said, they were so excited to get these. You can see on their faces. They still have them, they still love them. However, they grow way too quickly, and I think we're going to have to replace, especially the big ones, sooner than I'd like. But anyway, so I'm just adding in the final touches here. I'm adding in some black and white splatters using my India ink. Note to anyone out there that also uses India ink, for obvious reasons, you cannot let it dry in the little wells because it dries and you cannot reactivate it. It is not watercolor. So I don't know what I was thinking when I left it to dry, but that's okay. Added the black and the white, some close-ups here. There's quite a few close-up photos as well. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. This was a super fun sketch to play along with. Make sure if you're inspired that you tag me if I have inspired you to have a play. Make sure you tag Tracy as well because she does love seeing what people create. As always, thank you ever so much for choosing to spend your scrappy time with me. I truly do appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. In the meantime, have a fantastic scrappy day, my friends, and I will see you very soon. Thanks.